giggity, giggity, giggity. All right.
We talking about practice. Not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I'm a cop, and you will respect my authority.
I am the smartest man alive!
Welcome to Never Press Pause. This is episode 11. I am Bill Yarnell, gamertag YarnSD590. To my right, we have
Jeremy Grant, KY Guy 78.
And to my left,
Lyle Bailey, LBX.
The Lyle Bailey Experience. So guys, we are in episode 11. Once again, we would like to thank all our viewers, all our fans out there, everybody that's paying attention, watching us at Never Press Pause. Also, BreaOnline.com. We'd also like to thank Chad Hembree and all his work here at the studio, and everybody else that helps out with Chad and the studio. So thank you guys very much. Could not be brought to you live or brought to you at all without them. You guys, sitting around in front of our little SOCOM microphone year ago at this. It was about a year ago at this time, wasn't it? In November we tried it?
No, it was February.
Yeah.
It was right before the Super Bowl.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
that's
remember
right.
we talked about Tim Tebow?
Yeah.
We will release that because I have it still recorded.
That's going to be great when you bring that in on a flash drive and Chad's like, I can do so much with this. So, guys, don't forget you can hit us up at neverpresspause@yahoo.com. That's our email. You can follow us on Twitter at neverpresspause, and also we have neverpresspause.com. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. What you been playing? And LBX, I know you've said you've been playing maybe some demos or something?
Yeah, a couple demos have come out. One, the game's out. Is Castlevania, Lords of the Shadow, or something like that. It's out for PS3 and Xbox 360. How many y'all ever play Castlevania games, old ones?
Yeah, I really liked them on the Nintendo.
They're fun. They were like the old school side scroller. They were really tough. You would lose your way and have to go through all kinds of rooms to find your way back. This one is 3D, or not 3D, but in a three-dimensional area. It's kind of like God of War.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same attacks as God of War.
Heavy, light, jump.
Yeah, and instead of a, Greek mythology setting, it's set in werewolves and vampires. And really,
like you said, they call them lichen.
Yeah, they call them lichens. They didn't call them werewolves. It's one of the few demos that I've played and was mad when it ended. I wanted it to keep going. It was so fun. Bill played it.
I did get to play it, and I really did enjoy it. Of course, God of War,
He's a big God of War fan.
One of my faves. So I also got to play Dante's Inferno a long time ago, and it's just like God of War 2 and Castlevania. Castlevania's graphics, that little horse riding scene we did with the lichens chasing you, and then you had lichens riding giant lichens. I was like blowing my mind because me and you guys know me and vampires and werewolves. I'm all about it. So I'm almost ready to be over the zombie apocalypse that's coming to Walmart. And that's where we head.
We've talked about that.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready to stab some vampires in the heart with some wooden stakes and some silver bullet whatnot. So, bring it on. I'll take on any kind of monsters, except for real scary ones that don't exist and can be videotaped like Paranormal 2. So, anything else you've been playing out there?
I didn't buy it the first time it came out. I rented it, and I really didn't like it, but I've been looking for games to play with my PlayStation Move, so I bought Resident Evil 5, the Gold Edition. And it plays different because, it plays like if you played Resident Evil 4 on the Wii, you aim your gun with the wand, and you can move with your other hand, your person. It does make it a little more exciting, getting to aim. I always had trouble in Resident Evil 4 with the controls, getting headshots because you had to move perfectly.
Yeah.
And the zombies in Resident Evil 5 were pretty. They moved a lot. They were hard to get headshots, but being that precise with it has helped. So I've been playing a little bit of that, and it's pretty fun with the move. I'm looking forward when they come up with a big-time shooter like Killzone 3 or something like that where you use the move. Wanting to see how well it performs with that because you feel a little more into it when you're pointing and a little more precise on your aiming. So I've been playing those 2 games and looking forward to hopefully getting Castlevania pretty soon.
Yes, a very fun game. Wouldn't mind buying it. I want it to go cheaper, of course, but
I will.
Real fun game. And did you talk about the sliding one? What was that one called again? The one we just watched the clip to earlier. Did you talk about that one at all?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll tell you. Sorry about this.
Oh, Vanquish.
Yeah, did you talk about Vanquish at all?
No, it's just. It would be hard to explain. You watched the video on it.
I did watch the video.
It's kind of like not God of War, Gears of War, really fast, except a whole lot faster pace, a little more futuristic, slow-mo mode, fast mode.
It's like Gears of War in prototype or...
you're sliding around,
had a baby.
You're putting things in slow motion. We just offended Jeremy, I don't know why, but It looked really fun, and I did play the demo. And it's one of those Japanese games where they make the bosses just huge, and once you beat one boss, it transforms into another one. So it was
watching it on the review on it was looking really cool. So it's one of those ones I'll definitely have to play. So, Grant, anything you've been playing out there?
Oh, sorry, I was.
Trying to get our live stream.
Yeah, I was checking it. It says it's off air, so all I'm trying to get that lined out. GameFly, I had the racing back-to-back envelopes from them. I had a Split Second and Blur, which were games I was wanted to play. I'm a big fan of racing games. I played Split Second. Thought it was okay. It was kind of cool.
That's the one where you got to time it and you get through like a following buildings coming down. Yeah, driving. And
you
stuff.
Control the.
You control it. Yeah, you build up points and then you get the opportunity to trigger those, and kind of the more points you get, the bigger the explosion or whatever.
And that takes out other drivers.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can also take out yourself. Too.
Gotcha.
But that game, it's kind of a one-trick pony. After you play a few races, you've kind of seen everything there is to do.
You just went to the one-trick pony.
I like my ponies with at least 2 to 3
Yeah, I
tricks.
know. So that's why a one-trick pony is not that good. And I actually went on to try to do multiplayer, and not really much happening on the multiplayer. Now, Blur, on the other hand, was pretty sweet.
You racing for pinks and Blur multiplayer?
Sorta, but it's like a high-def version of Mario Kart. You're using power-ups, you're using things like that.
So you shoot turtle shells at other drivers?
Well, you have
banana
there's a thing called a shunt.
Uh-huh.
So you shoot it at the driver ahead of you, and it causes them to flip. Or there's a thing where you get like three pieces of glass or something that you can shoot at them.
And you can shoot it behind you.
Yeah, you can shoot it behind you. You can drop a mine behind you. You can pick up nitro. There's a shield you can use
to protect you. Nitro, I mean, that's how you win races.
Yeah, and then there's a really cool one that's basically you send lightning ahead of the field, and they just have to weave in and out of lightning fields.
Isn't there one that kind of sends like a burst from your car if there's people close, like on your
bridge
your
or something like that? So if you go in a corner or whatever,
off.
you can shoot them out. But I really was impressed with that game. Multiplayer is pretty fun. Again, it's very much you're unlocking things as you go. You unlock perks. I spent about 2 hours
call
yesterday.
it the Call of Duty of card games because the way you can get perks and
build up.
It's kind of like that.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, I would if you're looking for a racing game. I know somebody had Blur for like $30 the other day. It's worth $30.
So Blur's a $30 game. Okay. And we're waiting on Castlevania to come down and maybe split that one up. And we talked about the deals that we're hoping to hit up, and the buy 2 get 1, and even if the 3 of us, surely if the 3 of us split it 3 ways, we can all get a game that one of us would like, and then we can pass it around. So I really am looking forward to doing something like that. So, Well, guys, believe it or not, I am back to playing Starcraft 2. The new tournament just started on GSL or Com TV. We watched TLO go at it today, and we still don't know what happened in the third game. But the more I listen to these podcasts, like Starcraft podcast, gentlemen, you do an excellent job. If you ever happen to hear ours, gosh almighty, you guys really do an excellent job. And Creep, more of a grown-up podcast, if you will.
It's different.
It's definitely different from Starcast, but the more I hear those, the more as I'm driving, the more I want to just open my laptop, connect Wi-Fi, and play while I'm driving. If I can multitask that well.
When I watch the tournaments, I'm like, oh, I got to go try this.
I want to try what they're building. I want to do that. And you hear all these, and I'm just like, and I can't get StarCraft out of my head. I thought I was getting over it. I'm like, okay, great. I got Halo Reach going on, and then, hey, what else do I got? I got, Black Ops coming out. I'm really excited. I could sit there and I could watch you play Fallout New Vegas probably for 30 hours and not be bored. And then here I am back to StarCraft. So maybe you do need to have an intervention with me.
I think we're getting to that point.
So, if I ever just stop coming to work so I can play that game, please.
No, I told you, Bailey and I are going to get the call one day that we have to come get you out of the bed because you're sitting there with your laptop and have not been out of it in roughly 24 to 36 hours.
Or it has caught fire and burnt your lap.
Yeah. You heard about that, right? Like the burns that those laptops are giving and stuff. So, that's absolutely crazy. So that's what I hate to be that guy that just keeps going back to this game, but that's how epic this game is. I've even started the campaign over again. I cannot get enough of this. And the one mission I want to do more than anything is the one with the big laser. I just did that the other day. The laser drill.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could go shoot 50 houses. I didn't know there was other buildings you could shoot with that thing. And it's one of the achievements, and I want to go do that so bad, and I cannot wait to get to that.
That was fun.
Yeah, so like I said, StarCraft 2, I think we've even got Chad talked into, Chad Hembree ended up buying it and now is starting to play it. So, it really is. It's crazy for me. So, that's what we've been playing. What you've been watching, I guess I can go ahead and start. I just got done watching Facing Ali, and documentary on 10 of the fighters that had fought Ali throughout his career. And talked to him about, what he was like and all this other stuff. And it was a pretty good documentary. I really enjoyed it. They get into almost every aspect, just like the movie of his life. Talk about it. They don't talk about the women at all. But a really, really good documentary. I really enjoyed it. And I got that off of Netflix, of course. And I don't think I've mentioned Netflix in 3 episodes. And I'm sorry, Netflix, to you. And because you are my favorite and you keep me going through those lonely, cold winter days. So, like I said, got that. Great documentary. Good movie. I do definitely recommend it if you get to see it. And the other one I've talked about is the LeBron James, of course, is on there all the time with it. More Than a Game. Those 2 documentaries, sports-wise, right now,
I do want to see
probably
that.
2 of my favorites. So, all right, you know what, LBX, since you want to see that so bad, what you been watching, bud?
Basic shows I've talked about for the past few weeks. Been watching Survivor. It's Survivor.
Jerry Jones is
Jones is out.
Jimmy Johnson.
That's what I said.
What did I say?
Jerry Jones. We both did. By the time this airs, they're gonna know who's won Survivors.
Recently on Sci-Fi, they had, I don't know if anybody watched it. It was called The Ultimate Gamer. It was the 2nd season. I watched the first one. It's basically they take some of the best gamers from the pro leagues, put them in a house, all basically like that. But they do a real world challenge that kind of correlates with the game. So, let's say they were doing hockey. Well, they might have to go out and shoot, do something on a hockey rink. So, it's cool to see. Like most people are specialized in something. Like I think there is somebody that specializes in Starcraft that's real good at that. But for that week, Halo is their game that they have to win at, so they don't get kicked out of the house. So, it's good. It's cool to see people that are really good at something.
What's this on? What channel?
Sci-Fi.
Really?
Yeah, it's a pretty good show.
Never even heard of it.
Like one thing, they did a racing game, and the challenge was they had to race, everybody raced upside. They put the chairs upside down, but the TV was right side up, and they had to do like 4s 3 upside down and race each other. It was pretty cool to watch.
Sounds fairly interesting.
It wasn't a bad show, but they finished season 2. They do that, and then at the end of the show, they go to the big arena, and they usually have to pick a partner, and they play 2v2 Battlefield 2. So it was pretty cool.
They play Pong.
They do not play Pong.
That would be awesome to watch 2 people play Pong. All right, well that's what you've been watching, and when we get back from our first break, we will check with G Baby and see what he's been watching. Remember, fans, this is Never Press Pause, episode 11. Alright guys, welcome back to Never Press Pause. This is episode 11, and right before the break we were talking about what you've been watching with LBX, and now we're going to slide it over to KY Guy 78. Well, what you been watching, bud?
I mean, as I say about every other time, just kind of catching up on DVR. No, I was going to say I got caught up on 30 Rock.
Ooh.
Which I love 30 Rock.
I've got the live episode.
The live one
recorded,
is the last one I watched.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's very different. It's much more sitcom-y, kind of a little more jokey than the 30 Rocks normally are. 30 Rock is usually just really well written and very witty, and it was awesome to see how they did the things in 30 Rock where they do the little throwbacks, like Tina Fey's character Liz Lemon will be like, oh, this reminds me of the time that this happened, and it'll flash back to that. So it was really interesting how they did that. So they had another actress play her during the flashbacks.
Oh, that's pretty. Was it live too? The flashbacks.
Yeah. So they got Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld. And
I can't believe I watched
So every time they would do that, so like Alec Baldwin, his is like this young guy, 6-pack abs, and so they did that a lot. And the way it wasn't like a traditional live show where you've seen a lot of these episodes where we're going to be on this one set and then we're going to move to here, and it was very much she would walk out of his office, another camera picks her up going out. The way it's structured was not a lot different than the show normally is, but it was just they shot it live. And they made a lot of references to the fact that it's live, anything could happen. Like, they really kind of played that up. Because Tracy was like, oh, people love live and when you screw up. So the whole show, he was trying to screw up on purpose.
I remember when ER did a live show, like they made a big deal of it, and it was the worst one ever.
Well, and it's like NBC does that a lot. Will and Grace did some live shows. I want to say one of the other big did The Office maybe go live, or
not yet,
or maybe Friends or something like that. Friends went live, but there was another one
Frasier
that went live.
I liked Frasier.
I did too. It was good.
Some people were like, "Well, this is like 30 Rock gasping for straws." They're
I have a list to talk about.
Sorry, Grant. They're dying. Like, this is like a gimmick to get them in, but I don't think that's the case at all. I think Tina Fey said, I did Saturday Night Live. A lot of these people have done improv. They've, and we tape it. So we wanted to see that reaction and have that experience. And, like I said, it wasn't one of the better episodes the way it was put together.
Yeah.
But, it was fun to watch. It was something different for them.
Did they hire Kenneth back?
Kenneth is back.
I know. The last one I saw, he was going through the training again.
Yeah, they had
so funny.
They had a lot of cameos.
So funny.
I had never seen him in anything else real. I've seen him in Ricky Bobby, which he played kind of the same type of person. But he was on Tosh.0 one night, and he talks like he. I mean, that's him.
Yeah,
he's not putting on a country accent or.
The funniest thing on there this season so far has been the episode you were talking about where he's going through the training and they did a beauty contest, and Jane Krakowski's character, Jenna Maroney, is like, first thing we got to do is get rid of that accent. And he's just, so he has like this country hillbilly accent, and it just gets worse. And says, the more I concentrate, the more it gets. And so that just cracked me up because they already make fun of him with his accent, and it gets so out of whack. But yeah, I really like that. So 30 Rock, that's what I've been watching.
And I started watching that season 1. I'm halfway through season 1.
Season 1?
On my Netflix queue on my Xbox. So, I mean, it is a funny show, but I just cannot sit down and watch more than one episode at a time. I'm like, all right, funny, but... And you said season 2 gets better. You always say that.
I've never watched season 1. I didn't watch it at all.
Season 1...
Maybe it was Arrested Development. No.
I've watched all
Curb Your Enthusiasm. You said season 2 so much better than...
Every season of Curb
gets better. Okay.
Yeah, 30 Rock is one of those shows, like, I was with it from the start. A lot of shows, I may watch an episode or two, and then I'll let them kind of rack up on the DVR. If it doesn't have me by episode 4, I'm done with it. And sometimes you have to make decisions and cut bait on shows you're already watching and have to take them off the DVR to record every week. And you know, I made that decision.
That's like a sacrifice. Do you not feel like taking those DVR shows off and you're like, I don't know which one I want to take off?
Yeah, I came down. I had a decision to make between CSI and House.
What'd you go with, bud?
I went with CSI.
You took it off.
I took it off.
Well played.
As much
House
as
is like the number one show right now.
much as I love CSI,
but it's the same.
I literally am almost a season and a half behind on House. Like that's how behind I am. But it's one of those like I can sit down on like this weekend. I watched 3 episodes like right in a row. Just Hugh Laurie is great. That show is great.
He likes his accent.
And I honestly for 4 or 5 months out of the year I don't get to sit down and watch TV like I normally would, so I like knowing I have this little package of things on my DVR that I can squirrel away for the winter. And you know those cold snow days that I wake up.
You go into
and
TV
we get
hibernation.
I know.
We get the one call and it's like there'll be no school.
Do you guys ever wake up when they call and then just go watch TV or play video games at like 6 in the morning? No. I've done that.
I did that last year with
Yeah,
Modern Warfare 2. Like a week or two after it came out, we had a snow day. I went immediately and turned the Xbox on.
I've done that a couple times and I really enjoy that. Maybe because I have to go up to Lexington and coach every now and again too, though. So, all right. So that's what everybody's been watching. Well, let's talk about one more. What you've been watching? Eastbound and Down. 2nd season's out. We're getting into it. You said the little guy's back.
Dude, he's fun. I haven't watched but maybe the first couple of episodes, but he is hilarious. He needs to be more of him in the show. The little dude from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He's hilarious.
The new Oompa Loompa. So, all right. Well, we got some fan questions going on. I don't know if you guys have been hit up. I've got at least one question to look at. Viewers, you know, we're doing live 2 shows tonight. So, if you're on Facebook or you're checking us out, hit us up on the side of our Ustream. And if not, hit us up on our Facebook feeds or Facebook, and we'll try to get your questions. Of course, Mr. Milk Dud, the guy we destroyed the other night in the move, archery.
Yeah. He wasn't good.
Not good at the move.
He's not good.
Really sucked at bocce ball and frisbee golf. Threw like a girl, I'd almost say, if you would.
Yeah.
So let's answer his question. If you could be one celebrity, who would you be?
Does that include sports?
You know what? Celebrity, I'll take sports.
What was the question?
If you could be one celebrity, who would it be?
I had an answer pop in my head, and the reason for it.
I tell you, like, does Bill Gates count as a celebrity?
It's pop culture, but we're not going to go celebrity status. Because you just want his money.
Yeah, okay, because you wouldn't have to do anything. Your company runs for you, so you can just be rich and do nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're an actor, you still got to do a lot of work.
But you do what you love.
Yeah.
Well, we do what we love, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we just don't get paid a lot of money for it. Anybody? I'm going Vince Vaughn, almost. I'm almost to Vince Vaughn. Dude, he dated Jennifer Aniston.
I'm going John Mayer.
Are you for real?
No, just kidding.
Real. I'm going Johnny Knoxville from Jackass.
I was going to say, I thought Ryan Reynolds.
He's a handsome son.
He's handsome. He's a good actor. He has a hot wife. I mean,
in my daydreams, I'll think about, you know, would there be a NFL player, or an NBA player, or something like that? I think UFC fighter would be pretty awesome.
I don't know that I could take punches to the face.
Does Spider-Man count as a celebrity?
Yeah, we can go with fictional characters. So, So you got Ryan Reynolds,
Sure.
and he did play Deadpool, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
And gonna be the Green Lantern, and
not the Green Hornet, not to be confused with the Green Hornet.
and
that is
now
coming
Green
out.
Hornet's going 3D. They're like
That's it's
because
still
they
not going to be good.
but they were like it looks really cool in the action scenes, but they were like that's kind of they did some like preview stuff with it, and people were like, yeah, this is stupid. So now they're like throwing a lot of money at it with 3D.
It's not going to save. It's 3D is not going to save movies.
It's a wave of the past.
Yeah, and they also
It's already over. It's so 80s.
They also have mentioned Ryan Reynolds as potentially being Superman in the new Superman reboot.
Yes, the Superman reboot, and they got the new. Let's talk about that for a second. New director for Superman reboot is Zack Snyder, and he's the one that did 300, Watchmen, and The Owl's Guardian.
Pretty
the Temple.
good.
So, what do you think?
resume.
New director? Yeah.
I never saw the newest Superman. I heard it wasn't that great.
Superman Returns.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best movie. Would you?
Superman Returns? No, I mean, I didn't like Kate Bosworth as Lois. I really didn't.
And
like
that didn't come out after Batman Begins, right? When they brought out Batman again, it was after that.
They were very close. I'm not,
And everybody was trying to. I mean, basically, they were pulling from Batman to try to be good, and it was absolutely. I'm really looking forward to this new Superman if he does it right.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that can direct 300, that they did. They had just one giant fake rock and a green screen, and a giant fake rock that they used for 7 different scenes, like big scenes in that movie. They just turned the rock in different directions.
Well,
and that's how they directed that movie.
Here's the thing with Batman Begins: you're looking at Christian Bale, Liam Neeson,
Well, and
Michael
the director.
Caine, and Morgan Freeman was in that one too, right?
Yeah.
And you're looking at a director that is awesome.
He like what he touches now is gold.
Yeah,
almost.
and then you look at Superman Returns, which was Bryan Singer, who did one of my favorite movies of all time, The Usual Suspects, and did X-Men. But then you look at the cast. Kate Bosworth, Brandon Routh or whatever his name is, and then Kevin Spacey was really the big name in it. And Kevin Spacey is great, but that movie
He was
just
good in American
Beauty.
Beauty. That was awesome.
And then there was nothing to it.
You don't like it?
It was all right. Yeah, it was not that good. I'm just pretty excited about the director. So, all right. So that's one of the questions from Troy. You got any questions over there?
No, he's just saying that we were lying about him not being good at that.
I have
Troy. Nobody's gonna believe you over us. So you don't have your own podcast. So you got a question?
It was just more of like, what do you think
Bring
about
it
this?
on if you got your own questions.
Mila Kunis getting married to Macaulay Culkin. Thoughts?
First off, the first name. Who was it?
Mila Kunis from Forgetting Sarah Marshall, that 70s show.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
She's marrying
Macaulay Culkin, Home Alone.
Why? And why? And why? And then why again? I'm not with it. Who's asking this question? Mackenzie, very good question, son. Appreciate it.
Now he asked another one, and this one is great.
Oh, great question.
Okay, other than Morgan Freeman, if you could have one actor narrate your life, who would it be?
We were just talking about this during in between episodes.
And that's the thing.
Can I answer this one first?
Sure, but he takes out Morgan Freeman, and of course that's the gimme answer.
I don't want Morgan Freeman.
Okay, who do you want?
I can't remember the name now.
Mike Rowe.
Yeah, Mike Rowe.
Oh, from Dirty Jobs.
I want Mike Rowe doing it, dude. His voice is awesome.
Yeah.
He does Deadliest Catch.
He does Ford commercials too.
I know.
Yeah.
I want to buy a Ford just because.
Hey, looking good. And my girlfriend says that's not my girlfriend.
That's mine, Mike Rowe. Yeah. So
I would go Gene Hackman.
Ooh.
Because you remember those Lowe's commercials he did, and it was kind of like gravelly.
Oh, I got another one.
Yeah, I would go Gene Hackman.
I'm kind of with you on you, but you haven't gone yet.
Oh, I got another one.
Go.
Sam Elliott.
No, it was mine. I was gonna say that, dude. He did the "What's for Dinner," the beef. It's "What's for Dinner" commercials.
Yeah.
All right, we'll give Bailey like Pee Wee Herman apparently since he doesn't.
Tom
know.
Bodett, probably.
He'll leave the light on for you.
You know who I really.
Nobody probably knows who Tom Bodett is.
You know who I really want. Now that you said it, I want Wilford Brumley.
Wilford Brimley.
Brimley.
Wilford Brimley.
But you need to have diabetes.
Yeah, diabetes.
I got the diabetes, and I want Wilford Brimley to do that for me. So, but okay, let's. So, actually, really good question, Mackenzie. Thank you very much for throwing it out there. What is wrong with Troy?
Oh gosh.
I can't even read.
Oh no, that is a good question.
Okay.
The last one there.
What do you think about the NFL finding and suspending players for devastating hits? He's talking helmet to helmet, and stuff like that.
To where they came out and were like, "Okay, guys, if you keep doing it, we're going to be able to suspend you during the game. Like we may start doing that.
Like just pulling you out of the game, you're done.
Yeah,
The
and I was
anything.
watching the game Sunday with my dad, and there was the hit in Philadelphia where Deshaun Jackson got
Car killed.
Yeah, and he's just like, we have got to find a way to stop that. That's what's wrong with football. No, that's what's awesome about football.
Dude, it used to be like 300 times worse before we were born.
And that's the thing. You got a guy, sure, it's a defenseless receiver, but if you go back and look, he has the ball, he's coming down, he gets popped. He doesn't know he has the ball or not. I think they're getting a little carried away.
And that hit wasn't even helmet to helmet. Like he hit him in the shoulder pad.
Yeah, there was nothing dirty about the hit.
My thing is they're not setting a rule that says, all right, if you do this, this is what's considered. It's just saying devastated. So if somebody fell down and landed on you wrong, you got hurt bad, they could say that was a devastating hit. But there's a writer I read for. He writes for Fox Sports named Jason Whitlock, and he said the one rule that would just be able you could tell is if you say if your feet leave the ground to make a hit, that should be a fine. And I agree with that. I mean, if you're jumping into somebody and your feet is leaving the ground to hit them,
but what if you're trying to catch them?
Well,
or cut off a corner. You see what I'm saying? Like if you're coming across field.
Now, if you'd have seen the Brandon or
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
If two of the hits this weekend that caused this ruckus, guys left their feet
to hurt somebody,
to
intentionally.
I mean,
hurt somebody.
One guy literally jumped and put his arms and head into it like that, and like he did the Superman thing. Like he spread his arms out after the hit, and then Mayweather like jumped up and almost like a ram hit a guy with his helmet.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and send this back at you. I'm going to put you in the octagon with me, and I'm going to tell you you're not allowed to punch me in the face. Or you're not allowed to Superman punch me.
Well, but they do have a lot of rules. They do say, like, if a guy's down, you can't knee him. You can't. So it's all about policing yourselves, but I think in UFC it's real easy to say, okay, this guy's in this position. I know I can't do this.
I'm saying they should not even have this shouldn't even be a topic of discussion for the NFL.
In the NFL,
they've got enough padding.
You look at those plays, and probably 3 out of 5 times, the guy's not trying to hurt anybody. He's just trying to make a play to get to,
Well, James Harrison said he was out to hurt people.
Yeah, I remember Rodney Harrison on Sunday Night Football the other night. He was like, at the beginning of every season, I took my first game check and I put that aside to pay for my fines because you're not going to tell me that I can't go out and play too physical.
Yeah.
Like, football is a physical game. So
they're the most in-shape athletes on earth. I don't care if they're 350 pounds. That 350-pound lineman could eat you for lunch and then go out and outrun you. I mean, they're disgusting athletes. So I'm with you. I'm with you, Grant. I don't think it's right. Troy is saying, now we're back on. Okay, never mind. Thanks, Troy, for giving me a heads up. I'm with you guys on that. So it's almost like that was almost a grind my gears, but we'll get into grind my gears after we get back at the break because I know you got something really grinding your gears on football this week. So we've got that. Anything else anybody wants to add right before we head into our second break? Anything going on? What about the Duke Nukem Forever getting released with Borderlands Game of the Year edition?
I never played any Duke Nukem, so I really don't.
You could have gotten it on your iPhone. I played Duke Nukem. It was my first first-person shooter. Me and my brother got it.
Mine was Doom.
You could shoot toilets and then get health from standing in the water. You could shoot pool balls off the table.
Sounds real mature.
It was. I mean, at the time, did you play it? Duke Nukem 3D.
I played. Yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day, it was awesome. And you had a shotgun, and you had to switch with the numbers, and so I thought after 13 years in the making, here we go. We got Duke Nukem coming back at you. So I thought that was a little interesting. Anybody else got anything to add? Any questions they want to throw out real quick before our next break?
I don't have
No,
it.
All right, guys, that'll take us into our next break. Remember, this is Never Press Pause, episode 11, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back with episode 11, Never Press Pause. We just got done talking about some this and that. Well, let's go ahead. You know what? We just got done talking about a little football. I know it's grinding your gears. It's been eating at you. We talked about it already.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get it out there. What's grinding your gears this week, G, baby?
The BCS,
And as well it should
the
be
the
grinding your
BS,
gears.
as I like to call it. It'll be a little bit behind when we get this up, but as of right now, the first BCS comes out. Oklahoma's number 1, Oregon's 2, Boise State 3, TCU 4. My problem with this is Ohio State was rated number 1.
Because they're awesome.
Then they lose to Wisconsin.
Not so awesome.
So, in theory, Oregon, who has beaten really good teams and is putting up like 9,000 points a game, should go to 1. Boise State, TCU at 3-4, you would think they would go to 2 and 3. And then Oklahoma at 5 would go to 4. But no.
Troy wants Oregon to be number 1.
Oklahoma jumps all 3 of those teams to go to number 1.
Because they've been there before.
And this is what bothers me about college football in general. The polls, they're a joke. Because you're really going to decide the best team based on people voting for you. Like, I wish every sport worked that way. I mean,
it's a popularity contest.
Yeah, and then secondly, okay, we're fine with Boise State and TCU being up there in the top 3 or 4, and even Oregon. But once Ohio State goes out and we lose one of those marquee teams, Oklahoma's got to jump everybody else and get to number 1. Didn't beat anybody any better. Didn't go out and beat a top ranked team. Did not do anything to warrant jumping 4 places. And that is my thing. Is it?
What about can I ask one question, and being just the devil's advocate, throwing it out there, sorry. Is their strength of schedule for the rest of the year stronger than that of the other 3? Because you know those other 3 probably won't lose.
Definitely Boise State. Oregon's still got to play USC.
Okay. Oregon has a tough
Oregon's got a tough schedule. The Pac-10 is legit this year as far as the NFL level of talent they have. Boise State has lost 1 game in 3 years. Nobody will play them. Virginia Tech was the only one that said, yeah, we'll play you. And Virginia Tech goes out and loses. And to me, you are penalizing. Like, I want everybody to lose. I want a Boise State TCU national title game more than anything right now. Because I think people would watch that. People would be like, what? Boise State TCU? Like, who's going to win this game?
I don't care.
And it would be a good game. It would be scoring.
Like you said, the offense would be through the roof.
Yeah, I don't want to watch a 1-loss Oklahoma team play a 1-loss Alabama team. You know, I remember when winning a national title, you went undefeated. And now undefeated doesn't mean anything. Now undefeated, well, you didn't play teams that were hard enough. You know, well, you can only – that's in the NFL. You know, every year there's a team that'll win 9 or 10 games and they don't play anybody with a winning record, or they'll only play a handful of teams. And a team will go 8-8 and have 2/3 of their schedule had winning records. And we don't penalize that other team because, you know, they didn't play as tough a teams as the other team. College football has got to change. Like, as much as I like watching college football, and as much as I enjoy it, when we get to the postseason, there's no sense. It's all about the money.
All about the money.
But here's the thing: look at NCAA tournament. March Madness is the best sporting event of the year. It's a playoff. Why can't football just say, "Hey, we're going to take the top 4 teams, take the top 8 teams"?
If that's what everybody wants, which it is, except the people that are making the rules.
Well, and except for the sponsors that are sponsoring these
at some point they almost got
tournaments.
Congress in it. I mean,
are you checking out my hair? I thought.
Yeah,
did you check out the hair right there?
It's kind of wild.
Yeah, hopefully the next time you guys see me on camera, this hair won't be here because I need a haircut so bad. But so grinding your gears, the BCS, and I mean honestly, that's every year. They argue about this every year. I'm with you. Let's just take them all out and play a 60-14. I'd like to have some brackets for that. That'd be fun. But but when do you start it and when does it end? I mean, that takes college football almost to a...
Well, but already it used to be January 1st ended the bowls, and now they're playing bowl games like January 10th, January 11th. What does it matter if you... Like, what they've always said is we have our BCS national title game, and they rotate. This year it's the Fiesta Bowl and the Orange Bowl. Those are 2 play-in games to get to the national title. Or, however you want to do that. You can still have your BCS bowls. You can still do all that and have a playoff. It's just... It's all about the money.
Baby. All about the Benjamins, baby. All right, Bailey. That's grinding his gears. Give me something to talk about Xbox. Give me a list of some kind on Xbox you want to talk about. Right, Chonder.
Well, sir, I took the list off, but...
Ooh, you got something better?
Yeah, no.
Nah.
Basically, have we not done this, right?
I don't think so.
The top 25 IGN Xbox games? I know we were going to talk about it, but I don't think we ever did.
That may tie in. We got a question.
All right, so IGN made a top 25 Xbox games of all time, which to me would be extremely hard to do. I mean, lot of good games on the list. So instead of going through all top 25, maybe just talk about the top 10, what they think.
Sure.
And at number 10, they had a game that I played a little bit of, but it was just a little too big. I could probably go back and play it now, but too much was Oblivion. Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion.
I'm like you. I played a little bit of it. I liked it. I mean, it's the precursor to Fallout 3.
Yeah, I had fun, but it was just too much. You had to deal with magic and some odd stuff that it was a little confusing too to me. So it was cool for what it was, which was a huge land area, tons to explore. The reason I quit was because one day I just thought I'd go out exploring. I got up in the mountains and kept getting killed by this cougar, and it saved like right before that, and I couldn't get back to the home place because like I would restart my save
and the cougar would be right there.
The cougar would be right there and kill me, and I couldn't get home. And I didn't have any like close saves to that point. My last save was 2 hours. Before that, I said I'm not playing those 2 hours again.
Man, some of those games you get into that and you're just like,
I'm like, I will not go back 2 hours.
I happened to get lucky with Starcraft, and I'd saved after you go through those 3 missions at the end, and right before it. So I had my 2 saves with Starcraft doing that, and I really got lucky on that one. So
all right, number 9. This is not released this year. This is ever for Xbox. Number 9 is Grand Theft Auto 4.
I still remember the night we stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning shooting cop cars in the middle of Times Square with rocket launchers. While one of us would run back to get more rockets, the other 2 would hold down the cop cars coming in, and then all of a sudden you'd be like, I'm back, and then boom, there goes the cops again. We had a blast.
Those are fun times.
Or we'd go steal cars and try to pile them up. Oh man, we had some good times on that multiplayer right there. So yeah, that's a good game. You guys seem to like that a lot more than I did.
I loved it. Like
Brucey was about my favorite video game character.
I played it, beat it, and then I went back and played it again and made all the other choices. Because it was one of those, like, I always made a new save right before I had to choose whether to kill Dwayne or Playboy X, or before at the end when you have to decide which one to save basically. I would always save before that, go back and play both endings and play both decisions out.
Very nice. And what do we got on number 8?
Number 8. I would like to say probably Grand Theft Auto 4 is the top 5 or 4 best-selling game probably
of all time.
And they just put out an Ultimate Edition where you can get
all the downloads.
Yeah,
and Duke Nukem forever.
Horrible. All right, at number 8.
It's gonna be awesome. It's 13 years in the making.
No. Number 8 is a game I've played, and Jeremy has played, BioShock.
Do you still have BioShock, or did you sell it back?
Sold it on eBay.
Cool, man. You guys are really good friends.
The first BioShock.
The first BioShock is great.
It was, when I first played it, like when I beat it, I thought, this is probably one of my favorite games ever. The setting was awesome. The story was just different. The choices you kind of had to make between saving the girls or using like
It looks like Master Blaster from.
it's not.
I could see how you might think that.
Water Town!
But that the game, it's one of those like collecting the audio diaries and all
Did you
that
follow
stuff. You collect things like that, and I think if they would have put some of the improvements they made in BioShock 2 on the BioShock, that would have been the perfect game. Like, you would not find many games better than that, because there are a couple of things like you can't dual wield, you can either only use plasmids or guns.
They would have put a little person on the back of him. It would have been even better.
Yeah,
With Tina Turner in the Thunderdome.
But yeah, it is a great game.
Oh, good. All right, give me number 7. Since all I'm doing is making fun of
7 is
Sorry, guys.
one game. Don't even notice some of these games Yarnell's never played. He's not a true
suck.
gamer. Mass Effect.
No.
Greatness. It is a great
First
game.
Mass Effect is pretty good.
First Mass Effect was great.
Keep it.
You don't know what you're missing.
I do. I played it for like 5 minutes and I was like, get this junk out of my Franklin face.
You're insane.
No, the game's insane. Give me number 6 for you're crazy, and they better have a good game.
All right, number 6. While it loads, is the Orange Box.
I've yet to play that. I really thought it was like a pack of 2 games together.
It's a pack
It
of
is.
4 games, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Portal, and Team Fortress.
Now, I've never bought that Orange Box, but I've played some of the games in it. Half-Life, I do not get what the big deal is. I played a little bit of Half-Life 2, thought it was kind of boring, not much. I didn't just get it. A lot of people say it's one of the best first-person shooters of all time.
I got the Orange Box for Christmas last year, and it's still in the plastic.
Bring it, and I'll play it. No, I won't. I don't know why I said that.
Now, what's the other game that comes with it? Portal. That game is awesome. That's.
I played some
really
Portal
good
on
game.
computer. So
Yeah, I played on the
that's all
computer,
about.
and it was pretty fun. It was for free one weekend on Steam. I bought it for free. All right, number 5, getting into the top 5, Halo 3.
Yes, sir.
Surprised
It's that low.
Surprised it's that low, actually.
It should be probably.
I hate Halo.
I mean, yeah, but
It was
it
good.
revolutionized
The-
Xbox 360.
I do want to play Reach, though. Like, I want to play the campaign. I play the campaign.
Cool, man. I'll sell it back on eBay and I'll tell you all about the campaign. I'm just kidding.
All right, number 4. I mean, you think about all the games we talked about that are favorite. It would be hard to come up with the top 4. This is one of the top 4 probably in my book.
Oh, yeah.
Red Dead Redemption.
With the new downloadable content coming out in October, Zombies Boys for Red Dead Redemption is getting ready to take place. And I don't think it's going to be multiplayer. I think it's just going to be more of a story. And they said it's before he goes back home. And it's basically, they were saying, let's take our character that we know and love, and let's see what happens, since we know him, what would happen if zombies took over. And it's not to be so much silly, they tried to stay as true, but like with GTA and the Ballad of Gay Tony, they know what they're doing with this download.
Just to show how much of a good game it is, single player, we pretty much bought the game going in thinking we cannot wait to play multiplayer and be in a posse and go around doing stuff, and that was fun. But when you started the single player, you didn't want to stop doing it. Hey, you had so much to do and so many things to
And it was the same as the multiplayer, if you really thought about it.
Yeah.
So we just partied up and did it that way. And it really is. That's a great game. Great game.
All right, number 3, going to get into the top 3 here.
Oh, I will say Red Dead Redemption so far my game of the year.
Yeah, I would say it's up there.
Fair enough.
Number 3, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, the first one.
I
It was
like
good.
it.
Yeah, I mean,
I like it.
it was awesome. I know a lot of people say it's better than the second one. I think I played the second one a whole lot
I like
more.
the second one better.
Yeah.
I played it a whole lot more, and the story was a little crazier, but I enjoyed the story.
I think we got Call of Duty 4 late, didn't we?
Yeah, we did,
because
because I didn't get my Xbox until like May, and you all were already playing it, and that was like you all were like, you got to go get this, and I went that weekend.
Yeah, we did that with
bought it.
Halo 3 too, and we totally owe you an apology for that. But it's one
I
of
sold
those
it on
things.
eBay, so it's fine.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that, you know, if you're going to be on Xbox 360 and you're going to be playing with us anyways or hanging out, then get the same games is kind of what that was about. So I will have to say that.
All right, number 2,
Dose.
Fallout 3. Probably
Be number 1 on my list.
It's
After
probably one
New
of
Vegas,
my top 3 most played Xbox games and
I
top
can't
2
believe
favorite.
I got so into that. I can't believe I let you guys drag me into that world.
Well, that awesome world.
That world of just us. Like, we would be in a party and not talk for 2
I mean,
hours.
I don't
on
know why
end.
they wouldn't make it like where you could maybe team up and do missions. I mean,
Borderlands did that.
Borderlands in a
New,
way.
New Vegas isn't doing that either. So
Just talking about grids and everything else. But what a great game that was. I still hate you guys for
and
that.
even though it is kind of janky and has some graphical things and.
Am I the only
It's
one that
awesome.
just didn't care about that kind of stuff?
I didn't. That's what I'm saying. Even though it had some of that stuff, you didn't care.
I didn't even think
And
about
that's the thing is like New Vegas is janky too so far, but it like I said in our last podcast, it's great.
Video.
So what's number 1? You're keeping us in suspense.
Suspense. Get the drum roll, please.
The answer to your question there, Jeremy, is the number 1 is on a video and it's not coming up.
Oh.
So I don't really know.
And epic fail on our part here.
Let's just
For-
think about what could be the number 1 Xbox game other than Fallout 3 or Halo 3
I mean, surely they wouldn't give out.
or Massive. Would it be Fable?
No.
Couldn't be Fable.
Call
I
of
guess
2?
it might be Mass Effect 2, actually.
Mass
Would it
Effect,
be World of War?
No.
Mass Effect 2 might be on there. This is kind of embarrassing.
Now we got to figure this out, or I'm going to beat up somebody.
I'm almost 100% sure it was
Mass Effect 2. You're just saying that because you like that game too, nerd.
No.
Did you ever beat that game?
Yes.
Stop yelling at me, or I'll kill you.
I beat that. Dragon Age, 2 of my favorite games I've played on Xbox.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to say it was Mass Effect because I think I watched the video.
Is that on
Mass
IGN?
Effect 2, yes.
I would almost have to disagree with that and go with.
I mean, it's not.
It's
that's
not
what
up for
it was.
debate? We're
No,
not
that- no,
debating.
that's what they said it was.
I don't know, man. I really.
I haven't played Mass Effect 2 yet, so
You're not missing anything. Don't do it. So, all right. Well, we try to find that, and if we don't find
And
it,
it's
we'll-
Mass Effect 2. I mean, that's what it is. I remember watching it now.
Okay, now he remembers. So, Mass Effect 2. You've played it? Not played it?
Yes, I beat it. I just said
Did you beat the game when you played it?
I almost got to the end and didn't beat the final boss.
That broke the DVD, the disc. You've not played it. I'm not going to play it because I hate those. So, there you have it. The top 25, the top 10 list of the top 25 IGN Xbox games. Go ahead and give me some new releases. What do we got coming up in new releases, video game wise, coming out?
video game, it's pretty stacked. First, the Grand Theft Auto 4 Complete Edition, which will have Battle of the Gay Tony and Lost and Damned.
That was the motorcycle one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2011.
What?
You can be John Cena or
Does Hulk
Randy
Hogan
Orton.
come out for guest appearances and have flabby skin?
No, they
and
don't
stuff?
really do that.
Ugh.
But they'll do like a character creator where you can make Hulk Hogan pretty easily. Rock Band 3 comes out. I'm kind of.
I still need to get Rock Band Beatles.
I'll never get the keyboard, but I'm kind of
Guitar?
The key. I'm curious how that's gonna work.
What about the Pro Mode guitar? Have you heard of that?
Is that? But that's Guitar Hero, isn't it? Or is it?
No, that's Rock
Is it Rock
Band.
Band? I
it's
think-
going to have a Pro Mode where the guitar actually has strings.
Yeah, and you'll
Yeah.
actually eventually learn how to play. Fable 3, which people are just going off about. And,
I love Fable.
And I loved Fable 2. I'll play Fable 3, but I have a little game called Fallout New Vegas. That
Which is basically better than that, right?
I would say so. And then Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2.
I cannot wait to play this game. I love that game. The first one was awesome, but have you seen the previews? Did you see the previews to Force Unleashed 2?
Yeah, but a couple reviews have come out and said it's just like the last one. It's not that great. But the previews do look pretty awesome.
Right. So I'm really, really, really excited. But, all right. Anybody got any shout-outs or anything they want to go with? Right before we sign off for episode 11?
Yeah, we'll send a shout-out to Mackenzie
Thank
and
you, Mackenzie.
Troy and Sydney that have kind of hung with us here as we've recorded this one.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Guys, that'll just about do it for episode 11. Guys, don't forget, you can hit us up at neverpresspause@yahoo.com. That's our email. You can follow us at Twitter at neverpresspause or get on our website at neverpresspause.com. Also, koreaonline.com. You can check us out there. Hit us up with questions, comments, concerns. We'll be doing a live video every time or once every other week now to start us off, and then we'll put one in the banks. That'll do it for me. Do it for you guys.
Yep.
All right, we're saying goodnight, and remember, fans, never press pause.